Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin with breaking news tonight. A child has been shot in Felton, Minnesota. Here is some video that we have. The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and the Clay County Sheriff's Office are there. There's no word on how old the child was or is, or who else was involved in the shooting. They're continuing to investigate and will not release any further details at this time. But of course, stick with Valley News Live for updates on this story. And we've got more breaking news to report. A small twin-engine Cessna plane had to make an emergency landing at Hector International Airport in Fargo. The pilot called an in-flight emergency around 3:45 this afternoon. Fire crews were called to meet the plane at the airport. A short time later, the plane landed safely. The Valley News Live tower camera that you see there was able to capture a large spark coming from the back left side of the plane. Sean Doberstein with the airport authority says it was a mechanical issue that forced the plane to land. It was towed off the runway to the Fargo Jet Center for further investigation. There were no injuries.
This is indeed going to be a happy Father's Day in his household, and hopefully this will put this to an end and everybody can go forward from here.
Aaron Canoodles' attorney, Bob Hoy, says they're happy the state is asking to dismiss the trial. Just yesterday, the state filed a motion to dismiss the remaining 2 charges against Canoodle, but is asking the judge to rule with prejudice, which means the state could recharge Aaron Canoodle if new evidence is discovered. He's a suspended West Fargo teacher accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. He was acquitted on 3 of the 5 charges. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop has more on what's next and what it means for Canoodle. Ashley?
Yes, Andrea. Today, Canoodle's attorney Bob Hoy filed a response to the state's brief. In this 6-page response, the defense is glad to see a dismissal, but feels it should have been done sooner. Canoodle's main concern about the dismissal is that the state wants to be able to recharge Canoodle if new evidence is discovered. If granted, the state would be able to charge Canoodle until the statute of limitations ran out, which is estimated to be March of 2016.
We're a little concerned about that because we're prepared to go to trial on Tuesday if that was necessary. I'm not sure that the state is.
In the response, Hoy says if the state wants to do the right thing, they should bring the matter to a complete end and not allow it to have opportunity to be reopened. The judge is expected to rule hopefully on Tuesday, since that's when the trial was set to start, Andrea.
All right, thank you for that live report, Ashley. And coming up on Valley News Live at 6, we'll hear from area teachers about how they say the case against Aaron Canoodle has changed their mindset and will likely change teacher interaction with students. The day started out okay, still okay so far in some areas, but the weather is taking a turn for the worse. Let's get an early look at the forecast from Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrea. As we head into the evening hours tonight, there is a risk of some severe weather. That risk is greatest out to the west, where we see active tornado and thunderstorm watches for the western Dakotas tonight. Now, there is nothing going on in the valley this early evening with the exception of some leftover precipitation from our morning activity. Also, we see in eastern South Dakota some thunderstorms making their way along the I-29 corridor. Those may actually be robbing some of the storms in our area from getting moisture. That's a good thing. That means a quiet evening, but during the late night and overnight hours, there remains a slight risk for severe weather here in our valley. Our southernmost counties have the best chance at seeing some very strong storms. Here's a look at the basics on the timeline of the stormy activity. 6 and 9 tonight, I think things are mostly quiet. I cannot rule out an isolated thunder shower. Then as we head into the late night hours between 9 and 11, looks like storms develop in the southern valley, and there will be some out west that will begin to push into our area. It will generally be during the overnight hours that things could still be rough and tumble. I'll have hour-by-hour details here in just one moment.
All right, thank you so much, Hutch. An investigation has led to the arrest of 2 women for allegedly trafficking prescription drugs. Ida Beaulieu and Jacqueline Daniels were arrested early Thursday after a traffic stop. A deputy and K-9 detected narcotics in the vehicle and seized more than 1,700 illegal prescription pills with an estimated street value of $30,000. Both are being held in the Hubbard County Detention Center on bail. pending a July 6th court appearance. A portable message board at a South Moorhead construction site was apparently hacked into this morning. It read, "Bush did 9/11," but was quickly fixed. The sign was in place for the Highway 75 expansion project near 40th Avenue South. A Minnesota Department of Transportation representative says the sign is owned by a subcontractor and it's up to them to file a report with law enforcement. Moorhead police say they are not investigating. Our neighbors to the north have been giving the valley's hospitality and retail industry a bit of a hit. The latest statistics show fewer Canadians are traveling to Grand Forks and Fargo. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us what's happening and why.
Canadian traffic on I-29 into the valley at Pembina is down. It was down 18% in April and 14% in May. It means about 5,000 fewer Canadian vehicles a month, along with their passengers and the money they'd usually spend here. The problem may be the Canadian dollar. A couple of years ago, it was par with the U.S. dollar. Today, it's worth 82 cents American.
We've seen the most dramatic changes when the exchange rate changes.
Okay.
We have a database of Canadian email subscribers that we survey each year, and our last one, still about 59% of them were saying that the exchange rate hasn't changed their travel plans.
Riggs says the occupancy rate at Grand Forks hotels has fallen from 56 to 53% over the past year. Some Canadian visitors say their weaker dollar means fewer visits.
The prices are not as inviting as they were at one time, but the selection is still quite good here.
Actually, car stuff, oil, filters, hardware stuff. Yeah.
Okay, you get a better deal here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the clothing too.
You're still coming down.
We are.
What's the attraction?
We like coming to the States.
Yeah.
It's a good getaway.
And despite fewer Canadian visitors, the Grand Forks economy continues to roll along, with another 5% increase in sales tax collections in May compared to last year. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Canadian visitors say shopping in Grand Forks and Fargo is more convenient. They say it takes 5 minutes to drive to the stores they want to shop at here compared to a 45-minute drive to get to different shopping centers in Winnipeg. Today, students came together to recognize differences and embrace culture as part of World Refugee Day. The elementary students took part in different world cultural elements, including dance, clothing, and languages. Over 25 languages are spoken by Fargo Public School students, and one teacher says understanding their students' backgrounds helps form a closer bond.
Kind of get a little bit more buy-in as a teacher if you know more about the culture. A lot of times our kids come in and assume we don't know anything about them, so if we have a broader base to draw from, we can build relationships with those students easier.
This is the second annual World Refugee Day celebration. The forecasted storms didn't stop the fun at Shields Arena today, with plenty of kids taking part in Midwest Kid Fest. It's a family event with free festivities, including music, games, and educational booths for kids. People were invited to bring a canned food item to help the Great Plains Food Bank. 2 North Dakota athletes will be representing Team USA in the Special Olympics World Games. It takes place July 25th, and there are 177 countries taking part. Valley Today's Christy Larson talked with one athlete about this honor.
Just last year, I went to national games in New Jersey. I did bench press and deadlift, and then I got 3 gold medals.
Good, that'll do it. Adam's worked really, really hard with his powerlifting. He's pretty modest when it comes to the weight that he can lift, but he kind of shocks a lot of people when he gets out there and he can deadlift 405 pounds.
And that hard work has paid off.
Well, when I came back from national games, I signed the papers to go to World Games, and then I found out 2 weeks later that I've been chosen, and I got excited.
Adam and Joshua Jerome are 2 athletes from North Dakota chosen to compete for Team USA in the World Games.
More often than not, with a Special Olympics athlete, you are going to get 100% all the time. And so it's a challenge because you have to continually come up with new and different ways to find ways to even tap into more potential. Start.
And with Cindy's help, Adam is headed to Los Angeles next month.
Press.
With big goals.
Rack.
I'm trying to get up to 500 pounds in deadlift, then about 315 in bench press.
But no matter the outcome, Cindy says they teach the athletes it's about giving it all you got.
If you try your best, you haven't failed.
The Flame of Hope will be passing through downtown Fargo at the Fargo Civic Center Green Space this evening. That program will start at 7, but food and games will begin at 6 o'clock. Still ahead.